Good day, everyone. Today, we will be presenting acute stroke care and stroke rehabilitation with the theme Timely Intervention, Lasting Recovery. This theme reminds us that for every minute a stroke is untreated, millions of brain cells are lost. And at the same time, recovery is not just about immediate survival, but also restoring independence and quality of life. Our discussion will focus on understanding stroke, urgent care steps, strategies, and role of advanced practice nurses throughout the continuum of care. So my name is John Michael de Ocampo, and together with me is Mr. Alexis Bye. For our learning objectives, by the end of this presentation, we aim to number one, understand the pathophysiology and urgency of stroke. Number two, identify or discuss essential steps in acute stroke care. Number three, to explore key principles of stroke rehabilitation. And number four, to identify advanced practice nurse roles and responsibilities in each phase. So for the stroke overview, stroke is a sudden neurological deficit caused by disruption of blood flow to the brain. Because brain cells are highly sensitive to oxygen and glucose loss, immediate intervention is crucial. There are two major types of stroke. Number one, the ischemic stroke, which accounts for around 85% of cases occurs when a vessel supplying blood to the brain becomes obstructed. Number two, hemorrhagic stroke. The remaining 15% happens when a blood vessel ruptures, causing bleeding into or around the brain. So the most important principle in stroke management is time is brain. Every minute of untreated stroke results in the loss of approximately 1.9 million neurons, highlighting the urgency of rapid action. Next. So for the acute stroke care, acute care begins the moment stroke symptoms are recognized. The public and the healthcare workers rely on the fast mnemonic. For the for F, which is the face drooping. For the A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call emergency services. Once the patient arrives in the healthcare facility, our immediate priorities are number one, assess airway, breathing, circulation. Number two, provide oxygen if needed and secure IV access. Number three, measure vital signs and blood glucose. And lastly, perform a neurological assessment, often using the NIH stroke scale or the NIHSS to determine the severity. So these steps allows us to stabilize the patient quickly and evaluate their eligibility for advanced treatment. Next, please. So for the diagnostic and treatment pathways, for the imaging CT or MRI to differentiate ischemic versus hemorrhagic. So imaging must be done urgently, which is typically a CT scan to distinguish between ischemic and hemorrhagic stroke. For ischemic stroke, IV thrombolysis with antaplase may be given within 3 to 4.5 hours. And also, mechanical thrombectomy may be performed up to 24 hours in selected cases, especially for large vessels occlusions. For the hemorrhagic stroke, treatment focus on blood pressure control and surgical options. Also, reversal of anticoagulants if applicable, and like I've said, possible surgical intervention to relieve pressure and remove clots. So during this phase, The advanced practice nurses and nurses monitor for complications such as cerebral edema, seizures, aspiration, pneumonia, deep vein thrombosis, and skin breakdown. Maintaining stable blood pressure, normal glucose levels, and providing early therapy consultation are essential. So, for the For the supportive and preventive measure, I will give the floor to Mr. Alexis.
Hey, good day, everyone. Now I will be presenting the supportive and preventive measures. So supportive care is equally important, and it also includes positioning to optimize the airway and oxygenation. Next is swallowing assessment in order to prevent aspiration. Managing fever, pain, and also the blood sugar levels. And lastly, to include fall prevention and psychological support for both patients and their families. So families are often anxious and overwhelmed. Therefore, therapeutic or calm communication and education from nurses play a vital role in this at this stage. Next is the goals in stroke rehabilitation. So once the patient is medically stabilized, it is usually within 24 to 48 hours. So rehabilitation begins after that. Early rehab has been shown to improve the functional outcomes and reduce long-term disability. So stroke rehabilitation goals include restoring motor function and mobility, improving speech and swallowing, enhancing independence in activities of daily living, supporting emotional and cognitive recovery, and lastly, preventing complications like contractures, muscle atrophy, and depression. Next is the multidisciplinary rehabilitation approach. So rehabilitation is never a one-person job, but requires a multidisciplinary team, including nurses and APNs. So they contribute as care coordination, patient education, and complication prevention. For the physical therapists, they contribute to the mobility strengthening and balance training. For the occupational therapies, they contribute to their daily activities, fine motor skills, and home preparation. For the speech therapies, they will include swallowing safety and language and speech therapy. For the nutritionists, they will be in charge of the diet modification, aspiration prevention, BP, and cholesterol control. For the physicians and neurologists, they are the ones that um, do the medical oversight and treatment plan. And lastly, for the family and caregivers, they are the ones who do continued support and motivation to their family or patients. Education and communication with family are essential for successful home transition and prevention of readmission of the patient. So for the APN roles or advanced practice nurse in acute stroke care, so they perform crucial roles such as conducting rapid assessments and triage, participating in clinical decision making, initiating urgent interventions, monitoring for neurological and systemic complications, counseling and supporting the families emotionally, coordinating between emergency, imaging, and neurological teams. In addition, APNs also guide bedside nurses to ensure adherence to stroke protocols and evidence-based guidelines. Now for the APN roles in rehabilitation. So in this phase, The APNs develop and revise the personalized care and rehab plans for the patient. They also monitor and evaluate functional progress, facilitate referrals to therapy services. They are also an advocate for assistive devices and transition resources. They also provide counseling on lifestyle, medication adherence, and stroke prevention. They also lead support groups and community teaching programs. Lastly, they participate also in research in order for quality improvement initiatives. So APNs ensure seamless transition from acute care to rehabilitation and eventually to community reintegration. So in conclusion, stroke is a medical emergency and survival and recovery depend largely on rapid action, structured medical interventions, and continued rehabilitation. Timely intervention saves brain tissue, and lasting recovery requires teamwork, patient engagement, and compassionate nursing support. As future advanced practice nurses, our role is not only to save lives, but also help patients to regain independence, dignity, and hope after stroke. Thank you for listening. Okay, now we will move on to the questions. Someone have sent the questions for this presentation. Okay. So first question is, why is there a need for an advanced practical nurse in acute stroke care and stroke rehabilitation? Sir Jay.
So, hello. So, even though I am not a specialized in stroke care, I've seen how critical and fast everything happens when a stroke patient arrives in the hospital. The moment you notice facial drooping or sudden weakness, everyone starts moving. Because we know every second counts, that's why we always say time is brain. Um, in this situation, having an advanced practice nurse or APN really makes a huge difference. They have the advanced skills and clinical judgment to assess the patient quickly, interpret results like CT scans, and decide what needs to be done right away. Also, they can lead the team, activate stroke protocols, and make sure everything is done within the golden hour. But their role doesn't stop after the emergency phase. During the stroke rehabilitation, APN also help design care plans, coordinate with physical and occupational therapists, and guide families on what to expect during the recovery. Also, they focus not just on survival, but on helping the patient regain function, confidence, and independence. So for me, having an advanced practice nurse means having someone who leads with both skills and compassion, ensuring that every stroke patient receive fast, holistic, and evidence-based care from acute stage all the way to rehabilitation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jay. And now, here is my take on that question. So, kailangan talaga natin ng advanced practical nurse in acute stroke care and rehabilitation since they are the game changer when it comes to yung mabilis and tama, pati holistic na care. In stroke kasi, bawat segundo, may neuro na namamatay. Kaya mahalaga yung may isang nurse leader na mabilis mag-assess, mabilis din mag-interpret ng clinical findings, and kayang gumawa agad ng evidence-based decisions. So, bukod sa acute management, so they also play a big role sa rehab phase. So, hindi lang sila nagmo-monitor, they actually drive the uh, recovery plan. Sila yung nagko-coordinate sa mga doctors, sa mga PT, OT, speech therapists, and also sa families to make sure na tuloy-tuloy yung care from emergency room hanggang sa pag-discharge nila, pati hanggang rehabilitation. So what makes APNs unique? So hindi lang sila clinical experts. So educators din sila, advocates, and also motivators. Tinuturuan nila yung patients and their families kung paano umiwas sa next stroke, paano mag-adjust sa bagong routine, and paano maging hopeful kahit medyo mahirap yung proseso. So sa madaling salita, sila ang tulay from clinical decision making hanggang long-term recovery. So para mas maging mabilis, mas maayos at makatao yung stroke care. Okay. Next question tayo. So how can your findings be applied in your current workplace or country? Okay, Sir JM.
Um, Here in our country, stroke is still the leading causes of death and long-term disability. And honestly, one of the challenges we face is ensuring consistent, timely stroke care, especially in hospitals that lack specialized staff or resources. So in my workplace, nurses are usually the first to recognize the early signs of stroke. So if we had the advanced practice nurses who are trained in stroke care, maybe they could lead the response, guide the team, and make sure evidence-based interventions are done immediately. They can organize training and mentoring program for staff nurses wherein teaching how to identify early symptoms, respond effectively, and support rehabilitation care. Over time, this can help us build stroke-ready hospitals, facilities that are prepared, efficient, and compassionate in handling stroke cases. In in a big when we look it in a bigger scale, so applying these findings can empower us Filipino nurses and improve our healthcare system capacity to provide quality care. It means faster response time, better patient outcomes, and more hope for recovery for our stroke survivors.
Okay, thank you, Sir JM. Now, here is my take on this question. So, again, how can your findings be applied in your current workplace or country? So, sa current healthcare system po kasi natin, sobrang useful po nung findings na to kung mabigyan ng role ang APN sa stroke care pathway. So, mas magiging organized, mas mabilis, and patient-centered yung process nito. So, from the ER management hanggang home rehabilitation. So right now, marami pa ring delays and kulang sa continuity of care natin, lalo na pag-uwi ng pasyente sa mga bahay nila. So with APNs, mas mababantayan yung progress, mas guided ang family, and mas makakapag-focus tayo sa functional recovery, hindi lang basta sa survival. So pwede rin silang maging champions of public awareness, lalo na mataas pa rin ang stroke cases dito sa Pilipinas. So makakatulong sila sa community education, prevention programs, and family empowerment. So ultimately, applying these findings means creating a stroke care system na hindi lang nakasentro sa hospital, kundi nakasentro rin sa pasyente, sa pamilya nila, pati sa long-term quality ng buhay or life mismo. At ito yung tipo ng system na hindi lang nanggagamot, nagpapabalik din ng pag-asa at kakayahan ng isang pasyente po. Okay, that's all po. Thank you.